There's a box beneath my bed, filled with words I never said. Your photograph still fades to gold, like every story left untold. I wrote your name 100 times, between the stanzas, between the lines. But every time I reached the end, I folded it and sealed it in. Maybe time would give me courage. Maybe silence was my language. But the seasons came and still I held every word inside this shell. You still hold the part of me that never found the way to give this letter to you someday. Your voice still echoes on the stairs. The scent of you still fills the air. I memorized the way you smiled before I let the distance build. Now autumn comes the way it does, and I remember why it was. How love can live in envelopes, between the paper, between the hopes. Worn and yellow through the ages, know that every single word was true. Every single word was you. I was just afraid of losing what I had and started choosing. So I kept it close, I kept it near, right here, right here. You still hold the part of me that never found the way to give this letter to you always. shadow of a Sunday afternoon. You were light through colored glass, and now a smoke-filled room. Two things that don't belong together, everyone could see, but belonging never stopped you reaching out for me. Your hands are clean and mine are stained. With every road I run, you believed in something holy, I believed in none. But somehow in the middle of our broken difference, we built something that I swear to before any witness. I've been in cathedrals and I've been in gutters. I've seen the best of men reduced to mumbles and shudders, but nothing I have witnessed in this long and ragged life moved me like the morning you decided to be mine. Smoke and stained glass, that's what we were. Smoke and stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoke and stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoke and stained glass, two worlds, one heart. The congregation whispered and the neighbors shook their heads. Two people, too different to be sharing prayers and beds. But we were something that the careful world can't understand. The fire and the water and the sea becoming land. You taught me how to sit still in the early morning light. I taught you that the darkness has its own kind of right. And somewhere in the teaching, we forgot to be afraid of all the beautiful, impossible we've made. I've been running from the righteous and the righteous thing to do, but nothing felt more righteous than the life I built with you. So call it what you want to, call it foolish, call it strange. I call it the one miracle that didn't need explaining. Smoke and stained glass, that's what we were. Smoke and stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoke and stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoke and stained glass, two worlds, one heart. When you left, they said I told you so. Smoke and glass don't mix, they said, you know. But I've seen smoke rise up to heaven every dawn, and I've seen glass hold light when everything is gone. So don't tell me that we were wrong. Don't tell me that we never should have been. The most beautiful things in this world are the ones that should never have happened, but did. The every single moment that you called me yours. Smoke and stained glass, eternal and pure. Eternal and pure. Stained glass, every broken, beautiful thing was us.
The city glows beneath the pouring rain. Old headlights blur across the lane. There's a lonely radio playing low, a song we loved so long ago. You stand beside me in the midnight lights, like every dream somehow survived. And for a moment time just disappears, like we never lost those reckless years. Leather boots on a broken road, young hearts carrying heavy loads. We were chasing freedom through the dark, with nothing but fire inside our hearts. We didn't know where life would lead. We only knew what we believed. Forever starts tonight, under these fading city lights, with our shadows running through the rain, like we're young and wild again. And even if tomorrow falls apart, you'll always live inside my heart, because some loves never die. Forever starts tonight. Now every scar tells a story of its own, of battles fought and roads we've known. But through the noise and passing years, your voice is still the one I hear. I remember dancing slow at 2 a.m., holding on to dreams with trembling hands, thinking life would always stay this way, before the world stole our innocence away. Still somewhere deep inside these songs, the younger version lives on, screaming through every guitar cry, refusing to say goodbye. Maybe heaven is just a memory, where broken souls finally feel free, and every song we ever sang still echoes somewhere in the rain. your memory stays alive. We met at the edge of a season when everything felt possible and new. You smiled like someone who had reasons, and I had none, so I invented two. We talked till the restaurant closed around us. We sat in your car till the cold came in, and something that had no name found us right there, between almost and begin. And we knew, we always knew, that we were beautiful and slightly broken. Two people fluent in the almost, and terrible at the things less spoken. We were good at being almost happy, almost whole, almost saying all the right things, almost giving all our souls. We were experts in the in the hallway, in the space between goodbye and hold me closer, between the leaving and the stay. We were so good at being almost. We almost moved in come October. You almost stayed that final night. We almost had the conversation that might have finally gotten it right. But almost has a way of protecting us from the terror of the real and true. And I think we chose the almost consciously, because the real was too much to get through. But God, what a beautiful almost, what a stunning, aching, glowing almost. Most people don't even get the almost. Most people live their whole lives in the never. And we had spring and summer and a winter and 3 years of Sundays in between, and a love that didn't need a name to matter. We were more than almost, more than it seemed, more than it seemed. We were more than it seemed. We were good at being almost, almost present, almost free, almost everything we needed, almost you and almost me. But our almost was a country with its own light, its own grace, and I wouldn't trade our almost for a perfectly completed place. We were rare in our almost, we were real in our almost. We were loved, we were loved in our beautiful, broken, golden almost. Almost is not enough. was always, always the best.
The daytime's fine, I'm managing the light. I do my work, I answer when they ask if I'm alright. I laugh at all the right moments, I say the proper things. I've gotten very good at wearing ordinary skin. But when the sun goes under and the dark rolls in, that's when all the honest parts of me begin to surface like a wreck the daylight hides, the things I keep below the waterline, and all the memories I thought that I'd forgotten come back so clear, so whole, so sharp, so honest. The way you slept, the way you said my name at night, the way the dark remembers everything. The day pretends it's fine, what the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the lonely knows. Every tender moment, every whispered word, what the dark remembers hits the hardest. What the dark remembers cuts the deepest. What the dark remembers, you. I've rearranged the furniture, the room, moved everything so nothing holds the shape of you. But darkness doesn't care about furniture. Darkness puts you right back where you were. 3 in the morning and I'm wide awake with every conversation that we used to make. The arguments that didn't need to happen, the apologies that came too late or never came. And I replay the moments I got wrong. I replay the moments where I wasn't strong, where I should have stayed and I walked out, where I should have spoken but I gave you down. What the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the lonely knows. Every foolish moment, every door I slammed, what the dark remembers won't be silence. What the dark remembers won't be a reason. What the dark remembers dance. I've heard that time rewrites the painful parts, that memory grows merciful with years. But my memory's a courtroom in the dark that replays every scene in vivid tears. I'm not asking sound, the realest thing around. What the dark remembers is what love feels like when it's real, when it's real, when it's real, real, still real. What the dark remembers is you, is you. Summer rain was falling on the boulevard. We were young enough to think love wasn't hard. Your denim jacket hanging off my chair, and that old cassette still playing everywhere. We used to drive till the sunrise came alive, two runaway hearts trying to survive. No destination, no map, no plan, just your fingers wrapped around my hand. Back then the world felt wide and free, like nothing could ever break you and me. Broken wings and radio dreams, that's all we were in those days. Running wild through endless nights, trying to find our place. And even though life changed everything, I still hear your voice in me, like an old slow rock melody. Broken wings and radio dreams. Now these city nights feel colder than before. Different faces walking through revolving doors. Everybody searching for something real, but few remember how freedom used to feel. I found your letter in an old guitar case, and suddenly time couldn't keep pace. Every word still carried your perfume, like you never really left the room. Maybe love was never built to last forever. Maybe memories are all we keep together. Still I'd relive every reckless night, just to hold that feeling one more time. walked through desert heat and mountain cold. I've seen the places where the young grow old. I've chased the sunset to the other side and found that every sunset leads to you inside. Your photograph has crossed 1,000 miles inside my jacket next to every trial. A worn and faded corner creased with time. The only map I've needed, you are mine. They said the distance was too great to cross. They said some love can't carry all that cost. They measured everything
Nothing keeps me from you, nothing at all. I would cross the world, I would cross the whole world, the whole world, for you, for you. Always for you, always for you. For you. It wasn't at the altar or the ending. It wasn't in a fight or in the rain. It was a Tuesday with the TV on low volume, and something on the screen brought on the pain. You didn't mean for me to see it happen. You turned away and tried to keep it in, but I had seen and there was no returning to the version where I hadn't let you in. And everything I thought I knew about you became more true and more complete right there. I didn't reach for words, I reached for nothing. I just moved closer through the quiet air. The first time I saw you cry was the first time I knew how deep it goes. Behind the laugh and behind the light is where the real version of you glows. The first time I saw you cry, you tried to hide it, I understood. Some things are too honest for the daylight. Some love is deeper than the words it could say. The first time I saw you cry, I loved you more than I had known I could. We never talked about it in the morning. You made the coffee like the night before, and I didn't bring it up because some moments are more sacred left alone to live as more. But something shifted in the way I held you. Something settled where it hadn't been, like knowing someone's broken pieces fully and choosing them regardless of choosing them. Because this is what love actually is. Not the easy and the bright and the beginning, but the Tuesday and the low light and the falling. And someone sitting close enough to witness. This is the holy part, the scene part, when the God comes down and there's just you. I would give back every beautiful beginning for one more moment, that unguarded, that true, that real. ever seen.
The neon signs are bleeding in the rain tonight. Your silhouette is all I need to make this right. I've watched you from across this darkened room all week. A dangerous and beautiful kind of mystique. Cigarette smoke curls up to the ceiling slow, and everything about this night says don't let go. A reason of the careful life I build with care, but reason doesn't live when you are standing there. Across the room and something ancient woke. Some fire underneath the careful life I spoke about in daylight, reasonable and measured and safe. But safety is a country I have left for this place. Your voice was low and slow and filled with something real, the kind of voice that makes a man admit to feel. And I leaned in across the table in the dark and let you read the whole unguarded map of my heart.
careful people were careful all along. For a reason I can't see, from where I'm standing now, with your hands around my reason and your eyes around my vow, to be the man who didn't burn, who didn't reach too far. But burning feels like living, and you are every star that I told myself was too far up to touch, that I told myself was wanting far too much. I was wrong, I was so wrong about how much a man can wanna feel. Shadows and neon, will always be our place. Shadows and neon, your rain-wet, beautiful face. The city can keep weeping, the morning comes for all, but in the shadows and neon, I gave you everything. My rise, my fall, my everything, my all. Shadows and neon, still yours, still burning in the dark.
We never talked about forever. We just talked about tonight. And every night became another, till the days outweigh the light. You'd say my name like a question, I'd answer like a prayer. We were building something careful on foundations made of air. Maybe we were more than maybe, maybe less than I believed. But somewhere in that in-between was where I loved you most, it seemed. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where we lived and didn't ask why. In the hallway of almost and nearly there, with your hand in mine and your scent in the air. We never said the word we meant, we just held on where the feeling went. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where I'll find you. If I close my eyes, cups still stain the shelf. I keep the light on in the kitchen, as if you might come home yourself. We were good at almost loving. We were fluent in the gray, and every moment felt like either could be our first or final day. Still translating what you meant to say, still lost inside the haze. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where we lived and didn't ask why. In the hallway of almost and nearly there, with your hand in mine and your love in the air. We never said the word we meant, we just held on where the feeling went. Somewhere between hello and goodbye is where I love you for the rest of my life.